Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Will, and welcome to my first out of 2 year-end countdown videos that I'm gonna make for this year in 2017. This first video is gonna be on my top 10 concerts that I went to in Atlanta in this year in 2017, and my second year-end countdown video is gonna be on it's gonna be my regular video that I make every year on my top 10 albums of 2017, and that one I think is gonna be out by the last week of December, so stay tuned for that. But for now, this is actually the first time that I'm gonna make this kind of video on my list of my favorite concerts, but I don't know, this year I decided to make one because I did go to a lot of shows this year, and there were a lot of really good shows here in Atlanta. I did decide to narrow it down only to Atlanta concerts just to keep it local, and initially I did think about making a top 20 list, and actually I did end up making a top 20 list of my favorite concerts of the year, but for this video I just decided to narrow it down only to the top 10 because I didn't want to make the video too long. And in case you want to see my full list of my top 20 concerts of the year, I'll put a link here in the description so you can go ahead and check out the little article that I wrote in my website. That includes like a little write-up, and it also has some pictures and a couple of clips of all the concerts or the concerts listed in my top 20. So you can go ahead and check that out in the link in the description. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the top 10, and this one is number 10. So yeah, at number 10 is DINOSAUR Jr. playing a killer show at Project Pabst Music Festival in Atlanta. This one was back in October. A fantastic show, as you saw in the video, and as you saw also in that clip. I was able to get really close for that concert because actually I was able to get a photo pass for that music festival, so I was able to get in the pit at least for the first few songs. And what an experience it was. Of course, DINOSAUR Jr. is known for having that big sound with a kind of like a wall of sound music, and when you are so close to DINOSAUR Jr. when they're playing live, it's almost like you're surrounded in music. Like I felt like everything in my body was shaking from the vibration and the music that these guys were making, and it was just an amazing experience. And yeah, they played a killer set there at Project Pabst, a great experience at the outdoor festival. Great show by DINOSAUR Jr. Alright, the number 9 is the indie rock band out of New York, is DIGGY, and you've heard me talk about this band quite a bit in this year. They released their first full-length album, which I showed in one of my past videos, which is excellent, and of course there was a lot of expectation of them coming back to Atlanta to play some of the new songs, of course, from the new album, and they played here at the Masquerade back in April. Great show, as usual with DIGGY. Alex Luciano, she puts just so much energy when she's performing live. She jumps everywhere in the stage, and she just looks like she's having so much fun when she plays her music. It's just a terrific experience seeing this band play live. I highly recommend that if you get a chance to see this band live, do not miss them because they're excellent. Alright, coming in at number 8 is the one and only Ryan Adams, and I know a lot of people here in the VC are big fans of Ryan Adams, and I hope you guys have got a chance to see him live because his performances are excellent. And I did get a chance to see him back in May of this year in 2017 at Shaky Knees Music Festival. Always when it's in an outdoor music festival, it's a little bit more fun to see the live performances, and he put in a killer set. He's just such a talented guitar player, a great vocalist, and he has a lot of chemistry with his band. So it was a really fun concert, and yeah, coming in at number 8 is Mr. Ryan Adams. Alright, coming in at number 7 is the Atlanta-based punk band Coat Hangers, and I've actually been a fan of this band for a few years now, but this was the very first time that I got a chance to see them live, so of course it was a very special concert for me, especially at another outdoor music festival, this time at Project Pabst, back in October of this year. Great performance by the Coat Hangers, power trio, punk music, and of course right up my alley. And it's crazy to see how much energy and dedication they put to their live performances. They have a lot of or a great stage presence, and they interact with the audience a lot as well. And I really like that the end of the set where they played that song Squeaky Tiki out of their newest album called Nosebleed Weekend, which is excellent by the way, where they get very creative and they use like a squeaky toy to play the instrumentals of that song. So really fun concert with the Coat Hangers at number 7 at Project Pabst. Alright, so if I had to rank these concerts strictly by stage antics or humor, Ron Gallo would probably not be just number 6. He might actually be ranked number 1 because this concert was really funny and really fun to watch. Lots of really great stage antics, and the chemistry that he has with his band as well is excellent. The show was also very high energy and great rock and roll set. But what really got my attention in this concert, I guess, were the stage antics where he kind of read through the menu of the Park Tavern, the restaurant of the Park Tavern, the venue where he played at, which was kind of weird and funny at the same time. It was just really funny when he did those bits throughout the set. And yeah, great show with Ron Gallo coming in at number 6.
Shine.
right, number 5 is Radiohead with their latest show here in Atlanta at Philips Arena. Not much to say here. It's everything that you would expect from a Radiohead concert, and as you know, I'm a huge fan of the band. Great set, combining a lot of the classic hits, especially the ones from OK Computer, and as well as the newer songs from the latest album, A Moonshade Pool. Especially the songs from OK Computer that were played very, very well. For example, when they played Karma Police, it was such a powerful performance, and it was really fun to see them play Paranoid Android as well, which is a song that I think they don't play that often. And as far as the newer songs, Burn the Witch was it's just such an intense performance as well. Overall, a great arena rock experience with the Radiohead show at the Philips Arena, number 5. Alright, number 4 is the Descendents, classic punk rock band. Never seen them before, so I was very curious about their show, especially now that it's been many years since they released their bigger albums, but actually many decades since they released Milo Goes to College. But this guy still got it. Super fast punk rock performance by the Descendents. They might have played at least like 40 or maybe 50 songs in that show. They just kind of like Ramon style, where they don't really talk too much in between songs. They just go from one song to another song to another song, and of course they're all punk rock songs, so they're super fast and super loud. A great show by the Descendents, coming in at number 4, and they played at the Masquerade back in October of this year. Alright, moving on to the top 3 concerts, or Atlanta concerts of 2017, and number 3 is Bash and Pop of Tommy Stinson's newest, or I guess new revived project, formerly of The Replacements, of course. And Bash and Pop came back this year with a fantastic album called Anything Could Happen. Then they stopped by in Atlanta in their latest tour, and they played at a very small venue called The Earl here in Atlanta, so it was a very, very intimate experience experience to see them live, and it was everything that you would expect from these guys. Of course, replacement style songs, very influenced in bands like the Rolling Stones. Great rock and roll sets from Bash and Pop, and at the end of the show, I got a chance to meet Tommy Stinson, and he also signed my record, so it even made the experience a lot better. So I think that's why he ranks in the top 3. But not only that, it was just a fantastic rock and roll concert. Alright, moving on to number 2, and it is of course the godfather of punk rock, the one and only Iggy Pop, playing live at Project Pabst Music Festival back in the fall. I think it was in October of this year. I've never seen Iggy Pop before, and it was a blast. He's just such a I can't believe that he's 70 years old, and he just has so much energy from the very beginning of the show. He just came in running and jumping and just interacting with the audience, and of course singing his classic hits and the newer songs from his last album that came out last year, which is great. And I also had a photo pass for this concert, but unfortunately they didn't let the photographers get into the front of the pit of the stage, so I was only through the side. So you'll see in the clips that I was able to get some clips, but only from the left side of the stage. But I think you will be able to get what the experience was. Alright, coming in at number 1, and this was my favorite concert, or favorite Atlanta concert of 2017. It's Arcade Fire playing live at the Infinite Energy Center Arena, and back in September of this year. And honestly, this was a little bit of a surprise number 1 even for me, because honestly, that new album that the Arcade Fire came out with this year, Everything Now, I didn't really like it that much. I didn't think it was as good as the previous albums. I didn't really enjoy it too much, at least from the first few listens. And but I came into that concert, just to go ahead and listen to some of their older material. But I left that concert just so impressed, and in the drive back home, I was thinking this may be the best concert that I've been to throughout this year. It was just that impressive, and what was great about this concert was that everything seemed planned, and every single little detail about that concert seemed like it had a purpose. in a way that the visual effects there were very elaborate, all the way to the little commercials that they played before the concert started, kind of like announcing these fake products, which at the very beginning it seemed like you were a little bit confused about those commercials, but then later on when the band started playing and they kind of had like the video and the visuals and the music playing, everything came in together to show the whole theme of the concert, which is the whole Everything Now theme of the newest album, kind of like playing like a little satire on the world of the internet and the current generation. So it was a very interesting concert. I don't think I've ever been to a concert like that. The production wise, it was phenomenal. When they set up the stage kind of to look like a boxing ring, and the band came in kind of like acting like boxers, and they set up like the stage like that, and the stage also rotated so you could see everything around. You can see all the band members play all their instruments, which by the way, they exchange instruments pretty much throughout the concert. In every song they seemed like to change the instruments in each band member, so it's clear to see that these guys are extremely talented. They all play different instruments, and yeah, powerful performance by Arcade Fire, especially when they played that song My Body Is a Cage. You will see it in the clips. They replaced the boxing ring with kind of like lights or lasers, which kind of like showed the cage in the center of the arena where the band was playing. It was just so powerful to see that performance. Yeah, I think the best way of describing this is by showing you the clips of the concert. Again, my #1 concert of the year is Arcade Fire playing at this Infinite Energy Center Arena, and they definitely, in my opinion, prove that they are an arena rock band. They are ready to play in these big stages, in the stadiums, in large arenas. They definitely have the talent and the stage presence. Again, coming in at #1 is my #1 concert of the year is Arcade Fire, and I'm gonna leave you with a few more clips of that concert. And again, I'm gonna be back in the next few weeks. Again, my last video of the year is gonna be my top 10 albums of 2017, so that's coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. And that's it for my top 10. Again, I'll put a link in the description on my list of my top 20 concerts of the year, so you can take a look at that. And thanks for watching, and take care. Bye bye.